And good afternoon and welcome to Sturgeon High School. Mark Froelich here in the broadcast booth. Marianne Everhart is over at Van Far, and it's time, Marianne, to start a really, crazy week of district basketball here on Eagle 102. I think we've lost Marianne, but this game between the 4 and the 5 seeds, Silex and Sturgeon, and Marianne has game breaks from Van Far as the Van Far Lady Indians host the Wellsville-Middletown Lady Tigers, the 6th seed. And we'll talk more about that when we officially start the pregame show for you next on Eagle 102. Back at the Class 2 District 5 tournament, Mark Froelich here at Sturgeon High School. Marianne Everhart over at Van Far getting ready for our feature game between the 4-seed Silex Lady Owls, the 5-seed Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs. And this game, MSHSAA's wide varying rules. The higher seed hosts, unless your gym isn't big enough, so we're at Sturgeon here today. And Marianne at Van Far as the 3-seed Lady Indians host the 6-seed Wellsville-Middletown Lady Tigers. And Marianne, just looking at this matchup, Silex comes into this ball game 10-9, so just above that 500 mark, scoring 38, almost 39 points per game, while giving up 36. So right there, that pretty much tells you why they're at 10-9. Just those 2 points per game, it could have gone either way. Van Far over at your gym, they're 9-9, giving up 49 points a game, almost 50 points a game, while scoring 47 themselves. So a bucket here, a bucket there. These teams could be well over the 500 mark, but sitting right in the middle of the bracket in this Class 2 District 5 tournament, Marianne. Uh-oh. Wellsville just doesn't score a whole lot, under 30 points per game while giving up 46. It kind of explains why they're at a 4-16 record this season. Silex's opponent, Sturgeon, just in 2018, they won a district and were 20-9. It's been kind of a steady. They followed that up with a 12-13 campaign and only one win last season. Have brought it back up to 4 wins this year, but they only score just over 30 points a game while giving up 47. So they need to find some scoring as well. And I think Silex and their defense, which has proved to be pretty formidable this year, could hold them right at that 30-point range this game today. That's kind of an overview of both our games here today. We'll check our keys to the game or keys to this tournament when we come back on Eagle 102. The Class 2 District 5 opening round, Sturgeon and Van Far, the hosts of these two opening round games. The opening round buys in this tournament. Marianne went to Clopton and New Haven. Clopton the 1 seed and New Haven the 2 seed. But I'm going to let you start with your keys today because, well, I've got assistant coach from Clopton, Robert Omahundro, sitting right next to me. So I'll let you take it so I don't sound silly right off the bat. And youth, I think, is a big key in this tournament and in our game here today. Games here today. If you can avoid those rookie mistakes, those youthful mistakes that sometimes sneak up on underclassmen, boy, you'd be in a lot better position not only to advance but to get into that championship game coming up later in the week, like you said. But the Silex team awfully young, but they've got an X factor coming off the bench. Lexi Plackmeyer has been injured on and off all season, but Coach Sabrina O'Haron says that she is in better shape than she's been in all year and could really be a turning point or a big factor for Silex making some noise in this tournament. And that's something I was worried about with Lexi coming back from the ankle injury, was that she wouldn't be in position and would resort to using those hands. But she's done a really good job of getting herself where she needs to be, making the adjustments with her legs instead of her arms. And she has been able to stay in those ball games and be a factor late. Mm-hmm. Those are our keys to the game. We'll have our starting lineups for you next on the Eagle 102 pregame show. And our starting lineups for our featured game tonight. First for the visiting Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs here in their home gym. They're coached by Dan Cruz. They'll start sophomore number 15, Shelby Bailey. Number 33 gets to start a senior, Taylor Harris. Number 21, a freshman, Aiden Wilhite, gets to start tonight. Number 4, a freshman, Brooklyn Doherty. And number 24, a sophomore, Nicole Van Landingham. So again for Sturgeon, it's Bailey, Harris, Wilhite, Doherty, and Van Landingham. For the Silex Lady Owls, they're the 4 seed in their home whites, coached by Sabrina O'Hara. They'll start a sophomore, number 1, Rita Thurman. Freshman gets to start, number 3, Abigail Mooney. Number 11, a sophomore, Maddie Hall, gets to start. Number 14, a senior, Julia Gradicke. And number 25, a sophomore, Sarah Gradicke, gets to start. So again, Thurman, Mooney, Hall, Gradicke, and Gradicke for Silex. And over at Van Farm, Marianne,
the dollars you spend stay right here to support our local communities. Healthmart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Healthmart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because just like you, they support their communities. Healthmart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Healthmart town. Families love Healthmart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Healthmart, caring for you and about you. Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Abel's Quick Shop, Mark's Tire and Service Center in All Park.
Opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament from Sturgeon High School and from Van Far High School. Mark Froelich, Marianne Eberhardt, and Sturgeon has been introduced here in their home gym as the road team, and now Silex being introduced. Any final thoughts, Marianne, before we kick off this district season? Well, I guess not. We'll keep it here and get you ready for this featured game tonight between the Silex Lady Owls, the 4 seed, and the 5 seed Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs. And both teams on the floor now. Silex, a final few words between the 5 starters, and it'll be Sarah Granicke jumping center against Aiden Wilhite, the freshman, and it's a significant height difference between the two, as has the size advantage, and she wins it to Rita Thurman, and we're underway. Mooney with it now on the near point. Bounce pass up high for Thurman. Over to the far side for Granicke. Granicke back up top. And around to Mooney. Mooney thought about trying the 3. She'll bounce it into the left corner. 3 ball from there for Granicke. No good. Rebound tipped around, out of bounds. It's going to stay with Silex with 7:36 to go here in the opening quarter. And now another 3 ball off the inbound play by Granicke's no good. That was Julia, and Mooney with the long rebound out to Thurman. Thurman between the circles. That big bulldog at center court. It's on the near side for Julia Granicke through the hands of Sarah and tied up. The arrow will favor Sturgeon, so a turnover to start the ball game after a long opening possession, almost 45 seconds worth of offensive time, but no points on the board for the Silex Lady Owls, and they'll bring out full court pressure and trap the Bulldogs in the backcourt, and the pass is tipped out of bounds. Van Landingham got the foot of Granicke, and they'll try it again. They come to the near side now. Pressure comes, 2-man pressure. They'll go back with it to Taylor Harris. Harris, a long pass up the wing to Van Landingham, and now a steal by Silex. Good pressure and ended up in the hands of Julia Granicke, and they'll set up again. Here's Rita Thurman to the near corner. Back to Rita, now to Sarah Granicke. Turnaround shot off the glass, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Taylor Harris for the Bulldogs. Little stutter step. Find a little room for Shelby Bailey. Bailey across the line for Sturgeon over to the far side. Now for number 24, Nicole Van Landingham. And that pass too hot and out of bounds. Brooke Doherty had it go off her fingertips into the Silex bench. They had socially distanced benches set up, and right before game time, they put them into normal straight line benches, and that works better for everybody. Here's Abigail Mooney. Bounce pass to the free throw line for Maddie Hall. Hall drops it back to Thurman. Bounce pass for Julia Granicke. Up and around to Rita Thurman on the far point. Into the corner now for Julia. They really want to establish this 3. She's a little long with this one. And the rebound pulled down by Taylor Harris for the Bulldogs. She'll hand it off for Shelby Bailey and bring it up the floor. Over to the far side now for Nicole Van Landingham. And that pass is tipped and almost taken. Loose ball on the floor picked up by Julia Granicke, and Silex gets another steal. 5:57 to go in the first. Still no score, but Silex has been in the offensive end about 95% of the game time so far, and that off the hand of Granicke. Out of play, and the turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. Sturgeon in the backcourt with it. More full court pressure. They break it this time with a pass to Doherty. Doherty stops inside the free throw line. Her shot no good. And here comes Mooney back the other way on a break. 1-on-1. Stops off the glass. That shot no good. Rebound tipped around and coming away with it for the Bulldogs is number 24, Nicole Van Landingham, and she's fouled. First foul of the ball game with 5:29 to go in the first. That brings us to our first game break of the afternoon with Marianne Eberhardt at Van Far. Van Landingham had second chance points, the first points of the ball game, and she has it again for Sturgeon coming back off a Silex miss. Wild shot up over the backboard off the support system, and that turnover gives it back to the Silex Lady Owls with 4:53 to go in a 2-0 ball game. And in for the first time is Lexi Plackmeyer. She'll replace Maddie Hall. She inbounds the ball to Rita Thurman, who brings it up the floor slowly with 4:49 to go in the first quarter. Thurman over to the far side for Plackmeyer, now for Abigail Mooney. Mooney thought about three. Kicks it over to Lexi. Lexi's going to drive to the basket, put it off the glass, hits the side of the glass, and the rebound goes to the Bulldogs. Here comes Sturgeon up the floor with Brooklyn Doherty. Doherty's pass across is taken away by a back defending Lexi Plackmeyer. She came in on the weak side. Now she'll try the three, but she traveled first. Missed it anyway, and a turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. Third turnover already for Silex, trailing 2-0, almost to the midway point of this first quarter. And a quick substitution as Madison Perry replaces Nicole Van Landingham for the Bulldogs. And Sturgeon will have to try and inbound in front of their own bench, running out of time, and it's stolen by Mooney. She gets it to Lexi Plackmeyer. Lexi with it again on a give and go outside the perimeter. Here's Rita Thurman. Thurman kicks it into the corner for Granicke. Here's the three, and that one's finally good for Julia Granicke. And Silex on the board and ahead for the first time at 3-2. Big collision between Silex players going for a steal. Coming away with it is Doherty. Shot from the far side is no good. The rebound pulled down by Lexi Plackmeyer for the Lady Owls. 3:51 to go in the first. 3-2 Silex and a low scoring start to this ball game. Sarah Granicke almost got tied up, gets it to Julia. Back up top now for Plackmeyer to the near side and thrown away. Couldn't connect with Mooney. And another turnover, the fourth of the quarter, gives it back to the Sturgeon Bulldogs. 3:37 to go in the first, knocked out of bounds. Inbound pass rejected by Mooney. They'll try it again. They'll come up into the midst of the bench, and all the Bulldogs back up to give her a little room in their chairs. Here's Perry with it in the backcourt. To the near side for Bailey. Bailey trying to take it coast to coast. Now kicks it to the corner. Almost a travel. Gives it to Perry. Perry now for Bailey, and that pass is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Sturgeon with 3:21 to go in the quarter. And Sturgeon trying to figure out who's going to be inbounding the ball. Doherty will finally take control of that. Lob pass in inside the free throw line. Shot off the glass was high. And the rebound is pulled away, and we're going to have the first foul against the Bulldogs. And that's on Taylor Harris, her first, and the team's first. Plackmeyer to the near side for Mooney. Now Thurman between the circles. Goes to her right for Lexi Plackmeyer, going to try the three. And that one's good. Lexi Plackmeyer, second tray for the Owls. Her first 3 points of the tournament, and it's 6-2 Silex with 2:56 to go in the quarter. More full court pressure. Good spin move to get out of it by Perry, but now she's trapped. Does get it with the bounce pass to Doherty. They've got numbers going forward. The shot is short, and Plackmeyer just up and down the floor with speed was all alone for that rebound. 2:37 to play here in the first quarter. Silex On 2 threes, it's up 6-2. Here's Thurman for a tray. That's a little short, and the rebound pulled down by Taylor Harris for the Bulldogs. She'll pass it off to Doherty. Doherty with some speed. Tries to go through. Blackmeyer gets the shot off, and we'll have a chance for a three-point play. First foul on Blackmeyer, and if she gets ready for a shot, we'll set it over to Van Farr for an Eagle 102 game break. Back here at Sturgeon. Silex with the ball. Gradicke over to far side now for Blackmeyer. Gets it down low. Mooney all alone, and she scores. Abigail Mooney with her first points of the night makes it 8-4 in favor of the Lady Owls. Minute 48 to play in the first quarter. And there's a travel as Perry tried to step her way through 2 Silex defenders at the center court stripe and had to put the ball in her arms and called for the travel, and she's replaced by Van Landingham. Thurman over to the far side for Blackmeyer. Back to Rita. Rita between the circles, go back to Lexi with a no look, and now they try to pass it inside to Gradicke. It's knocked away from her, and another steal by Sturgeon. But that is number 15, Shelby Bailey. Ball tipped away, and we're going to call a foul on Thurman. Her first, and the team's third. Comes with a minute 23 to play here in the quarter. And with it is Doherty. Comes to the near side corner for number 21, Aiden Wilhite. Now they'll try a three from the near side. It's long, but the long rebound went to Van Landingham. Unfortunately for her, it went through her hands, off her foot, and out of bounds. Third turnover gives it back to Silex with a minute 13 to play. And they're trying a substitution here as Julia Gradicke checks out. She's replaced by Kate Kinsey. Minute 10 to play here in the first from Sturgeon High School. Here's Lexi Blackmeyer on the far point to Kinsey, near side, just inside the three-point stripe. Her shot no good. It actually hit the support system above, but they don't whistle the play dead. Sturgeon grabs the ball. Good defense that time by Blackmeyer, and it goes out of bounds back to the Silex Lady Owls. Fourth turnover by Sturgeon. 48 seconds to play here in the first. Here's Rita Thurman to the near side for Abigail Mooney. Mooney on the near point. Bounce pass back for Thurman between the circles. Lobs it to Sarah Gradicke over the far side. Trying to run the baseline was Blackmeyer, but she has the ball knocked away from her out of bounds. No, they're going to call a foul on Brooklyn Doherty. That's her first. And the team's second. Interesting call. Thurman to Blackmeyer. Lexi tries the three from the far side and puts it through. She's got 6 on a pair of trays, and it's 11-4 Silex. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Back the other way with it is Doherty. Doherty on the run. Blackmeyer sets up. Runs into that contact. No call. She was established there. And the rebound goes to Silex. 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. Blackmeyer to Mooney. Back for Thurman. She has a little trouble with the pass. Hands it off. Blackmeyer, long three. That's way too long. And the rebound comes out to Thurman, down to a second, and they won't get the shot off. Ooh, they've got the cool light-up backboards here at Sturgeon. That's festive. We're through to one quarter here at Sturgeon High School, the opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament. Silex leads 11-4 on Eagle 102. 11-4 after one here at Sturgeon. Silex leading the Bulldogs, and let's go for a game break to Van Far and Marianne Everhart. In the first quarter, 5 turnovers for Silex, 4 for Sturgeon unofficially. Ball knocked away from Silex on their first possession here of the second quarter. And now Plackmeyer off the inbound play, drains her third 3. She's by far the leading scorer with 9 points off the bench. And it's Silex up 14-4. And now she comes back and knocks a lob pass into the third row, straight across in the home side bleachers. Silex is the home team here on the road tonight in this 4-5 matchup. With it is Bailey to the near side from the baseline. That shot is good for Brooklyn Doherty, and she's got 4 points and is the leading scorer for the Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs. Half minute gone here in the second quarter. 14-6 is the Silex lead. With it is Thurman between the circles to the near side for Plackmeyer. Now for Sarah Gradicke. Kick it back out and around to Mooney. Mooney on the far point to Thurman, and she throws it away. Was expecting Plackmeyer to be at that spot, and she had vacated. Tried to get back, but was too late, and now back into the ball game is Julia Gradicke, replacing Kate Kinsey. With it in the backcourt against pressure as Van Landingham gets up her dribble. Now passes backward, and Bailey will dribble it across the line. Sees open up for her, and we're going to have a foul against Silex as she went up for the layup, and it's on Plackmeyer, her second. So just like Mary Ann said in the pregame, you got to keep Lexi out of foul trouble, and she's picked up 2 here in the first half. And we still have 7:05 to go in the second quarter, and the free throw is long for Shelby Bailey. And Sturgeon 0 for their first 2 as a team as Plackmeyer checks out Maddie Hall back in. So they'll protect her from getting her third. And she hits the second one. First point of the night for Shelby Bailey. And it's 14-7. A 7-point advantage for Silex a minute into this second quarter. They work it down to Maddie Hall. Hall from the center of the lane. Can't hit that shot. Ball goes to the floor. Lots of bodies down there. We'll have a tie-up, and this time it's going to favor Sturgeon with 6:51 to go. Let's check what's going on at Van Far and Eagle 102 game break. Off a Sturgeon miss, Silex back on the offensive end. Here's Mooney to Maddie Hall. Hall kicks it back to Abigail to the near side. Julia Gradicke to Sarah, and she's fouled from behind. As they try to get that pass worked inside, it's going to be the first on Will Height. Both teams with 3 fouls, so neither team in danger of going to the bonus. Here's Julia Gradicke, has that one go off her shin and out of bounds. Turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. 6 turnover against Silex. 14-7 they lead. More full court defense from the Lady Owls. Over to the far side, Van Landingham. She passes ahead, almost a travel, and then throwing it away is Brooklyn Doherty. She just got rid of that ball instead of taking the travel call. And that's the 6th turnover against Sturgeon. Both sides with 6, and here's Thurman with it for the Lady Owls to Abigail Mooney. She holds it high at the near point, takes one dribble, gives it up, gives it to Maddie Hall. Hall trying to work her way to the basket, sneaks it over and scores. Maddie Hall's first 2 points of the night makes 16-7 the Silex lead. 5:47 to go, and almost another steal, almost another foul on Hall. And now it's knocked away from behind, but Van Landingham keeps the ball for Sturgeon. 5:35 to play in the first half. Here's a three off the front iron and out, and the rebound is picked up by Mooney. She'll hand it back to Thurman, and here comes Silex back the other way, trying to add to their 9-point lead. Julia for three. That one's long. Rebound comes out to Thurman. She protects and gives it back to Mooney. Now Rita has it again between the circles. Dribbles to her right into the corner now for Gradicke to Sarah Gradicke. That shot off the glass, no good, but a foul will send Sarah to the line for the first time. Still looking for her first points of this basketball game. 5:06 to play in the first half. And the foul was whistled on Shelby Bailey, her first, team's fourth. And wholesale changes coming for the Lady Bulldogs as Sarah hits the first of two. Point number one on the night for the Silex Center. Lots of changes. Three new faces in there for Sturgeon. We'll get you that as we go along as Sarah hits them both. Perry back into the ball game, along with number 44, Billy Pollock. And that shot is no good for Bailey as she tried to run the length of the floor for Sturgeon. Got in too deep, hit the underside of the rim. Taya Williams getting ready to check in for Silex. Here's a three near side. Mooney, it's short. Rebound knocked away from Julia Gradicke. And almost stolen back is Catherine Dothage into the ball game for Sturgeon. She was the third substitute. Get it back now for Bailey up top for number 25, Madison Perry. Skip pass to the near side, had a weight on it, did Dothage. Here's a long two, and that shot was pulled to the left. Rebound and a foul from behind by Sarah Gradicke. Going to send Sturgeon back to the line. 4:17 to go in the first half, 18-7 Silex. Let's see what's going on at Van Far with an Eagle 102 game break. Thank you very much, Marianne. Pollock hit both her free throws. Sarah Gradicke is replaced by Taya Williams. And with 4:10 to go here in the first half, it's Silex 18 and Sturgeon 9. Lob pass for Maddie Hall. Hall goes to the corner for Julia Gradicke. Back up top now for Thurman to Abigail Mooney on the near point. Mooney gets it to Julia. Her pass was a little behind, so she takes it back up to Thurman at the top of the key. Angles to her right, gets it to Maddie Hall at the high blocks. She'll kick it back to Mooney, now to Gradicke. Julia to Rita Thurman. Work it down low, Taya Williams. That one rims out for Taya. Good look. And the rebound pulled down by Wilhite for Sturgeon. Over to the far side, here's Perry with it. A long three, that one's no good. Putback, though, is good. Nice second chance points there for Catherine Dothage. And it's a 7-point game, 18-11. Silex with the ball in the lead. Here's Mooney with it. Abigail gets it to Julia Gradicke for Taya Williams. Kick it back out, around. Here's a three, near corner, a little bit long, and the rebound is tipped out to the far side. Goes out of bounds back to the Bulldogs with 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. And right back in is Sarah Gradicke. Also going to come back in is Kate Kinsey. As Maddie Hall takes a breather, as does Julia Gradicke. They'll swap things up, have Doherty inbound underneath the Silex basket. Bailey going to try and run the length of the floor again, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Kinsey right at the center court stripe with 2:59 to go, her first. And the team's fifth. Silex with 5 fouls, Sturgeon with 4. With it in the backcourt is Bailey. Pass ahead to Perry. Back to Bailey, now to the far side for Dothage. Bounce pass now into the near corner. Dribbling out was number 3, Liberty Stone, and she has her pass taken away. 2:40 to play. 7th turnover. Come to the near side. Kinsey from just inside 3 drains it. Kate Kinsey's first points of the night. Good looking shot there from Kate. And it's back to a 9-point advantage for Silex. Almost a travel. Can get it to Bailey. Bailey gives up her dribble. Now her pass is tipped and taken by Kinsey. Good work by Kate on the defensive side. Here's Mooney. Skips it to the near side and away from the ball. We're going to have a foul on Taya Williams on the offensive end. 16 foul first on Williams as she got a little physical trying to clear out the lane. 2:10 to play in the first half. Bailey with it. Almost too far for Doherty. Nice job bringing in that pass, but then her pass for Liberty Stone was too high and goes out of bounds on forced turnover. Turnover number 8 on the Bulldogs here in the first half. Rita Thurman will bring it up the floor for Silex in their home white jerseys trimmed in green. Sarah Gradicke with it. Pass tipped and knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Silex. Looked like Kinsey was the last to touch it, but I'm pretty far away from the far corner. Silex inbounds. Here's Mooney with it. Abigail gets Sarah Gradicke out at the 3-point stripe, top of the key to the near side for Thurman. She'll try the tray. It's short, and the rebound pulled in by Kate Kinsey. Kinsey hands it to Sarah Gradicke, who'll kick it back out all the way to the top for Abigail Mooney to Rita Thurman on the near point. Now for Kate Kinsey. She'll try the tray. She drains it. Kate's come off the bench with 5, and it's 23-11. More long passes in the backcourt for Sturgeon. They get across the line this time. A little floater pass across the lane. Shot no good, and the rebound pulled down by Mooney. 8-footer missed by a foot and a half. Here's Thurman to the near side for Kinsey. Ball goes to the floor. She picks it back up, gets it to Mooney. Back to Kinsey. She'll try another try. This one rims out and away from the ball. We're going to have another foul on Taya Williams. Just getting a little too physical away from the ball. And we'll see if Coach O'Haron makes a change. Not yet. 54.5 seconds to go, and now she will. Maddie Hall off the bench to get Taya. Protect her for the second half. She's got 2 fouls. Sarah Gradicke, Lexi Plackmeyer has 2 fouls. But Silex leads 23-11, and the first shot does not earn the second. Off a miss by Van Landingham. So they just enter the bonus with 48 seconds to go in the first half. Eagle 102 halftime show coming up as we open Class 2 District 5 play on a Saturday afternoon. Over to the far side, here's Kinsey. She drives baseline and has the ball knocked away. It's going to stay with Silex with 34.4 seconds to go. Dozen-point lead is the biggest of the night for Silex. See if they can add to that before the horn sounds here in quarter number 2. Thurman gets it to Mooney. Between the circles, 25 on the clock. Back to Rita. Rita drops it to the corner for Kinsey. Kate up for Mooney. With a dangerous pass, gets it to Sarah Gradicke. Gradicke, bounce pass back for Maddie Hall. Hall scores and is fouled. Maddie Hall has 4 points. The foul goes on number 24, Nicole Van Landingham. Her first personal with 11.3 seconds to go. And Hall, high arcing free throw, hits the front iron and rolls in. So she's got 5 points. Down to 8 seconds, trying to dribble through. They break the pressure. Pass was behind the Sturgeon player. Here's a 3 just before the buzzer. Draining that 3 is Van Landingham. She finishes the half with 5. Silex, though, still leads by 12, 26-14 through 2 quarters. Let's send it before we start the halftime show for an Eagle 102 game break to Van Far and Marianne Eberhardt. Back at Sturgeon, the opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament, and through 2 quarters, Silex leads the Sturgeon Bulldogs 26-14. Could have been worse than that, but key 3 there for Van Landingham just before the final buzzer makes it look a little more respectable for Sturgeon. We'll get you a full recap of the scoring in a little bit, but Silex was doing everything they could early in the ballgame to establish the three-pointer. And Julia Granicki started off a little bit slow from that spot, but she did end up hitting one that kind of got the ball rolling as far as the outside shooting for Silex. And Lexi Plackmeyer came off the bench and drained 2 of them in the first quarter and another one in the second quarter. Kate Kinsey had a big 3 there in the second quarter, and that all amounts to a 12-point lead through 2 for the Silex Lady Owls, who are looking pretty good, especially with that full court pressure that's really made the Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs struggle here in the first half. A couple of fouls for Lexi Plackmeyer and Taya Williams there in the first half, kind of playing that physical role on the defensive side of the ball, but actually both of Taya's were offensive fouls as she was trying to clear out the lane, but not really an issue so far, fouls. I think we only had one opportunity for either side in the first half of this ball game. So I think Silex in a pretty good position going into the second half of this ball game, up by 12. No real foul issues, and the 3-ball, at least recently, has been going down for them to build this double-digit lead through 2 quarters. We'll take a break and come back, and Marianne will have a recap of what's going on through 2 quarters at Van Far as we continue the Eagle 102 halftime report. All right, Marianne, the winner of your game will have a date with New Haven, the 2 seed, coming up on Tuesday at 6:30 at New Haven High School. The winner of our game will travel to Clopton to take on the top-seeded Lady Hawks, also on Tuesday at 6:30. First half scoring for the Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs, a point for Shelby Bailey, 2 points for Catherine Dothage, 2 points for Billy Pollock, 4 points for Brooklyn Doherty, and 5 points for Nicole Van Landingham. They struggled from the free throw line, missing 3 of 4 opportunities from that spot in the first half of this ball game. They turned the ball over 8 times. Silex turned the ball over 6 times and were a lot better from the free throw line, 3 for 3 there in the second quarter and the first half. For the Owls, they've got 2 points from Sarah Gradicke. Like to see her get going a little bit offensively. Abigail Mooney with a pair of points, 3 points for Julia Gradicke. 5 points for Maddie Hall, 5 points for Kate Kinsey, and then 9 points off the bench for Lexi Plackmeyer. She was impressive from beyond the arc, hitting 3 trays, 2 in the first quarter and 1 in the second quarter for her 9-point total here in this ball game. So that is our first half scoring. We've got 2 quarters to go. Silex with a 12-point lead. If they take care of the ball and continue hitting those threes, they should be moving on to take on Clopton, but don't count Sturgeon out just yet. They have the memory of a district title in the last few years, and they know what it takes to win. So just be careful if you're the Silex Lady Owls and take care of that ball here in the second half, and you'll be doing just fine. We'll come back with second half action after this. The opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament is here on KJFM. We're underway here in the second half. Sarah Gradicke with her first 2 points of the half, 4 in the game to open up things. And now a miss on the other end for Sturgeon. A rebound by Rita Thurman, and Silex with the ball again with 50 seconds gone. Over to the far side, here's Abigail Mooney with it. She holds it high, looking for Gradicke in the corner. Instead, she'll go to Thurman. Now to Maddie Hall to the near side. Julia puts a long 2 too far over the rim, and it's grabbed by Taylor Harris for the Bulldogs. Off the miss, here's Van Landingham. Kick it back to Van Landingham. She dribbles through, kicks it down to the baseline. That shot over everything for Brooklyn Doherty. And now Shelby Bailey with it. Kicks it back to Doherty. Her shot from the baseline this time is good. And she's got 6 points and is the leading scorer. Make it 28-16 Silex. 6:27 to play here in the third quarter. Thurman to the near side. Kick it down to Sarah Gradicke. She has a little trouble with Julia's pass. Kick it across, and it's knocked away from Maddie Hall. And what are we going to have? Out of bounds is the call, and goes back to Sturgeon on the turnover. First turnover of the second half, 7th of the game for Silex. 6:15 to play here in the third quarter. Silex still up by a dozen. Bounce pass to the far side. Here's Doherty. Up and around the perimeter. And now a tip and a take for Mooney. And she's in a 2-on-1. That shot by Thurman, no good. Mooney's putback is good. Abigail Mooney with 2 and a timeout. No, not a timeout. We've got blood on one of the Sturgeon players. That's Van Landingham. She either got hit in the nose or mouth. And her color indicates that hurts. She was turning a little red after that. Into the ball game, Bailey with it on the far side. Her pass tipped out of bounds by Rita Thurman on the far side. 5:44 to play in the third. 30-16. 14 points. Tied for the biggest lead of the night for the Lady Owls. But that is Doherty. She drops it off now for Bailey. Bailey drives to the hoop way high off the glass, and the rebound picked up by Sarah Granicky for the Owls. Came in with a little too much speed, did Bailey. And here's Thurman with it for Silex. She'll try the three. It's short. I don't think that's exactly the shot she wanted to take. Misses everything and goes out of bounds with 5:22 to play in the third. And now a timeout taken by Sturgeon. We'll take one, too. Silex ahead, 30-16. Third quarter action from the Class 2 District 5 tournament on KJFM. High 30-16, Silex leads. Opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament. Mark Fronick, Marianne Everhart. Dual gym coverage as all the higher seeds are hosting this year instead of one centralized host. That's the answer for social distancing this district season. So we're at Sturgeon. Even though they're the lower seed, they have the bigger gym, so they host the Silex Lady Owls, but the Owls the home team, and good job breaking pressure that time by the Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs. They get across the line. Waiting for the pass was number 5, Catherine Dothage, and it just got away from her, and Sarah Granicky gets a steal. First turnover of the second half. Here's Plackmeyer back into the ballgame with 2 fouls. Kicks it back out. Mooney's shot is short, and the rebound goes to the Bulldogs. 4:50 to play in the third quarter. They're back underway at Van Far as the C's open, and this time Bailey makes no mistake, hits her first shot from the field and makes it a 30-18 Silex lead. Cutting that deficit for Sturgeon back to a dozen. If Silex can keep it there, they'll be just fine going into the fourth quarter. And now pass too far as Maddie Hall got tangled up a little bit with Taylor Harris. Pass goes over her head and out of bounds with 4:25 to play in the third. With it on that far side is Bailey. Dribbles around, a little pressure. Good ball handling there to get it into the offensive end. Now they'll set the offense. Long pass for Doherty to the near side. Here's a 3 for Wilhite. It's off the mark. And the rebound comes all the way out to Rita Thurman. She's in on a 2-on-1 with Plackmeyer. Finds her across the lane. Lexi can't hit the shot. And the rebound picked up this time by Doherty. Doherty back the other way. Almost traveled. Kicks it back to the free throw line now for number 33, Taylor Harris. Into the far side. Kick it out around the perimeter again. With it is Doherty. Here's a 3 from the corner, and that one's good for Aiden Wilhite. Her first try, her first points of the night. And it's 30-21. Single-digit lead for Silex in the final 3.5 of the third quarter. Granicky turnaround pass. Now it was a shot, but it got tipped, and she's fouled. And heading to the line is Sarah Granicky. And the foul is on number 21, Aiden Wilhite, her second. She is the first Bulldog to 2 fouls, and Gradicke misses for the first time from the line. Even 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 30-21, Silex leads. Hits the second, so she's 3 of 4 and has 5 points in the ball game. Bounce pass far side. Bailey has it taken away. Maddie Hall is fouled as she tried to find her way to the basket. And that's on Dothage. That's Catherine's first for Sturgeon. Team's second here in the second half. Bounce pass in. Shot off the glass is good. That's Lexi Plackmeyer, her first from inside the arc tonight on a nice inbound play. 3:17 to play, and it's taken away by Sarah Gradicke. Long pass turns into a turnover for Sturgeon. And here come the Owls again. Thurman, the long ponytail, covers up her number 1. She gives it to Mooney on the far side. Pass gets away, goes to the floor, and nice job by Thurman to roll it back to Mooney, and they reset the possession, avoid the turnover. Plackmeyer back to Rita Thurman in between the circles. She gives up her dribble, now gives the ball to Sarah Gradicke, back to Thurman, over to the far side. Mooney's going to try the 3. That one was long, and the rebound all the way out to Shelby Bailey at the free throw line. 2:35 to play, third quarter. 33-21, Silex leads Sturgeon here at Sturgeon High School. Bailey with it on the far point. In double coverage, dribbles through, kicks it to the near side, and they'll reset. Harris back out top, and now it's knocked out of bounds by Rita Thurman with 2:20 to go. And let's check Van Far for an Eagle 102 game break. Taylor Harris with 2 off the glass for Sturgeon, making a 10-point game with 1:58 to go. Here's Gradicke, and she's fouled. Sarah fouled on the floor by number 4, Brooklyn Doherty. That's her second, and the team's third here in the second half for Sturgeon. Mooney to inbound. Abigail comes all the way out to Sarah Gradicke on the arc. Thurman back to Mooney. She thought about 3 from the corner, gives it back to Rita. Rita to Mooney again, and she'll dribble out. Now both points made. They give it to Thurman on the far side. To Sarah Gradicke. Her pass tipped. Plackmeyer gets it. Now has trouble. Goes to the floor and kicks it back to Mooney. Now Thurman with it on the far point with 1.5 to play. Far side. Here's a 3. Maddie Hall. It's short. And the rebound. Oh, she's out of bounds. Brooklyn Doherty just lost her balance trying to spin out. Steps on the line, and it gives it back to Silex with 1:25 to go. Third turnover of the half. Ooh. Mooney off the inbound play, kicks it back to Thurman over to the far side. Plackmeyer wide open for 3, and that one rattles down. Lexi Plackmeyer with her 4th from beyond the arc tonight. She's got 14 points, and there's 1:10 to go. Almost another travel. 36-23 the lead. Here's a 3 the other way. That's offline for Wilhite, and the rebound goes out the other way. Last touch by Silex with 1:03 to go here in the third quarter. Opening round of this Class 2 District 5 tournament for the ladies. Opening round buys went to the 1 seed Clopton. The winner of this game will take them on. The winner of that Van Far Wellsville game will take on New Haven, both on Tuesday. That shot off the glass, off the inbound, no good. Rebound fought for at the high block. Sam, we're going to have a tie-up, I think. Nope, we're going to have a foul on Maddie Hall instead. So Sturgeon keeps possession, and triggering the inbound is Van Landingham. Back out to Bailey. Bailey is tripped by Thurman. That's the third on Rita Thurman. And another inbound comes out high. Skip it far side for Doherty. Doherty back for Bailey. She dribbles around on the point, now gets it back, and the ball goes into the backcourt. Bad pass to Van Landingham. She couldn't recover, and the turnover, the fourth of the half. And back into the ball game is Kate Kinsey. Not sure who she's replacing. Thurman is the choice of Coach Sabrina O'Haron. Here's Lexi Plackmeyer with it. 35 seconds on the clock. Lob it down. Gradicke kicks it back to Kinsey. How about a three? A little short this time. Rebound tipped out the far side and out of bounds. Gives it back to Sturgeon with 27.3 seconds to go in the quarter. 36-23 is our score. With Silex ahead of Sturgeon here, closing in on the end of the third quarter. Doherty back up high. Here's a three. Put everything into that. Long rebound. Putback's no good. And this time, two Owls fight for it. It goes out of bounds and stays with Sturgeon. They'll have a chance for the last shot. And now a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. 36-23. Silex leads Sturgeon. 9.2 seconds to go in the third. This is district coverage on Eagle 102. (36-23). Silex leads here in the third quarter. Sturgeon with the chance for the last shot, and that's what Coach Dan Cruz wanted to set up. They hit a buzzer-beating three to end the first half. That cut the lead to 12 for Silex. Now they trail by 13. I'd love to get a three again. Here it is. From the near side, it's short. Rebound goes to the floor, picked back up by Sturgeon, knocked out of bounds. 2 seconds even. It's going to be Bulldog ball as the last touch was by Kate Kinsey. Maddie Hall in front of the inbound player. They get it in. Steps around, gets the shot up, rims out. And we played 3 quarters here from Sturgeon High School. It's the Silex Lady Owls leading the Bulldogs 36-23. Back with the fourth after this on KJFM. Thank you, Marianne. We'll get more updates as that game draws nearer to a close. Sturgeon with the ball to start quarter number 4. Silex outscored Sturgeon in the third, 10-9, but a big three there for Nicole Van Landingham. Her second tray of the game makes it a 10-point game with 7:43 to go in regulation. Here's Rita Thurman back the other way for Silex to Mooney on the far point. Mooney angles to her left, now kicks it back to the top of the key for Rita Thurman. Thurman dribbles to the right, now gives it off to Plackmeyer inside for Gradicke. Gradicke doesn't have a clear path to the net, so she comes back, and they'll kick it to the far point for Abigail Mooney. Mooney gives it back to Rita Thurman, who hands it right back to her. to Sarah Gradicke. Rita Thurman with it on the near point again. Kick it over to Mooney. Mooney, no one in the corner, so she spins back and gives it to Thurman between the circles to the near side. Plackmeyer going to try the tray, and she sinks it. Boy, she is on from beyond the mark tonight. 17 points off the bench for Lexi Plackmeyer. 39-26, the Silex lead. Taya Williams getting ready to check back in at the next whistle for the Lady Owls, and that one's knocked away and taken away by Rita Thurman, and then she's fouled. Arm hooked by number 24, Nicole Van Landingham, her second foul, and kind of an unnecessary one for the Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs. Back to a 13-point lead. Taya Williams replaces Maddie Hall, and back into the ballgame, Catherine Dothage. She'll replace Nicole Van Landingham. With a minute 15 to go here, or gone here in the fourth quarter. Mooney gives it to Thurman between the circles, back to Abigail. No one in that corner. So she goes back up top. Angling. Kick it down to the baseline for a shot from the free throw line. No good. And a good job boxing out that time by Taylor Harris. Off that Plackmeyer miss. Near side with it, number 21, Aiden Wilhite. Skips it down low. Good pass, good cut pass there to Dothage, who puts it in. Made no mistake. She has 4 points. 39-28 is the Silex lead. Under 6 to go in regulation. Mooney gave up her dribble. Now gives it to Thurman. Gives it back to Abigail on the near point. Bounce pass into the corner. Skips it out. Kind of a reverse there of what Sturgeon just did. The shot, though, wasn't there for Thurman. Now they get it to Plackmeyer in the corner. Back up top for Mooney. They are not letting Silex get free for that three. Now it's going to have a little more motion if they're going to shoot that tray again. And now a 5-second call. No, a foul called on number 5, Catherine Dothage. Her second. Thurman threw it over Gradicke, who was setting a pick, so she had her arms crossed in front of her. Definitely wasn't expecting a pass, and that's the second turnover of the half by Silex. Turnovers have slowed down significantly for the Lady Owls here in the second half. Oh, there's that pass again to Dothage. This time Silex was a little more wise and got the defense over, and Mooney knocks it out of bounds. Will stay with the Bulldogs with 4:57 to go, and back into the ballgame is Maddie Hall. She replaces Taya Williams. (39-28), the Silex lead. Turnaround three off the inbound is about 2 foot too far. And the rebound grab by Maddie Hall. Hall hands it off to Rita Thurman. Thurman picks up speed, almost lost the ball. Now she does double dribble. I thought she got the thumb on the other hand. The official from the backside called it. Following the play. And the turnover gives it back to the Bulldogs. Here's Bailey with it. Into the corner now for Dothage. He had the ball off her fingertips, taken away by that double team. Maddie Hall gets the steal. 5th turnover of the half for Sturgeon. 11-point lead for Silex at 39-28. Nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter. Here's Thurman with it. Good back and forth, and has it knocked away from her out of bounds. And we'll stay with Silex with 4:14 to go. A timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. Silex up 11 in the fourth on Eagle 102. 39-28 is the Silex lead over Sturgeon here. Around 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Let's send it to Van Far for an Eagle 102 game break.
Lead Wellsville-Middletown 47-23 with 6:03 to go here in the quarter. Jensen's free throw shots on the way, and it's good, so make it at 48-23. This is a 102 game break been brought to you by Wood Smoke Meats, PJ Salon, Calvert General Insurance Agency, and Spring Valley Accounting Services.
Thank you, Marianne. Van Far looking good in the opening round of this Class 2 District 5 tournament. Silex is hovering around that double-digit lead, that 11, 12-point lead they've had since before the half. And, oh, there's a travel and a turnover. Abigail Mooney bounced a little bit as she accepted that pass and gives it back to the Sturgeon Bulldogs with 4:10 to play in this ball game. You want to protect that lead at this point. Now a tip and a take. Plackmeyer got the steal. Over to Mooney, puts it off the glass, no good. Ball goes to the floor, out of bounds. It's going to stay with Silex. Plackmeyer tipped the ball over and was tripped. But a good job by Mooney to keep things going in the right direction. But unfortunately, she couldn't hit the shot at the other end. But fortunately for Silex, they still have the ball. Plackmeyer with it through the hands of Maddie Hall all the way over to Abigail Mooney. Back to Hall at the high blocks. A little push in the back there. Bulldogs got away with it, but Silex still has the ball. Granicke with it in the corner. Inside out, and a shot by Hall is no good, but she's fouled. And Maddie will head to the line. Foul goes on number 21, Aiden Wilhite, her third. Maddie Hall at the line, 5 points tonight for number 11 in white. The sophomore puts up the first shot, and it's long. So Hall, that's her first miss from the line. She's 1 for 2. She'll have one more opportunity to get herself to 6 points, and she hits the second. 3:33 to play. The Silex lead back to a dozen, just where it was at halftime. Here's a turnaround three, no good for Wilhite, and the rebound picked up by Abigail Mooney for Silex. Here's Thurman. Delays, now gets across the line, spins to Lexi Plackmeyer. Over to Abigail Mooney, pass a little low for her. Now she turns around and kicks it back to Lexi, running the point. All the way down, Maddie Hall, all alone. Good pass to the cutter there, and Hall puts it through. She's got 8 points, and the lead is 14. That's the biggest of the night for Silex, tied for that. And here's Bailey with it, trying to find some room. Shot from the baseline. That's a little long. Rebound tipped around, and the Bulldogs have it. They kick it backward to Doherty, and now it's stolen away by Sarah Granicke. Sarah puts on the brakes, almost had it knocked away from behind, and hands it off for Plackmeyer, who's going to want to run a little clock here, up by 14 with 2.5 minutes to go in the opening round of district play. Class 2 District 5 tournament here on KJFM. Mark Froelich, Marianne Eberhardt, and we'll join Marianne for a game break here at the next stoppage in play here from our gym in Sturgeon High School. Plackmeyer with it, still running that clock. Here's Thurman over to Lexi on the near point, playing keep away. They're going to have to foul soon, and they do. And a 1-and-1 opportunity coming on the third foul by Catherine Dothage. Let's send it over to Marianne for a game break from Van Far High School. Plackmeyer hit the first, missed the second, and back the other way comes the Bulldogs, and that shot cut a little too fine off the glass by Doherty, and the ball goes to the floor, and we've got a foul against Sturgeon. And that's on number 24, Nicole Van Landingham, her third. 8th team foul. It sends Sarah Gradicke to the line for a 1-and-1. Minute 59 to go in this opening round game. Again, winner takes on Clopton, the top seed at Clopton High School on Tuesday, and the first shot is good. For Gradicke, she earns the second. She has 6 points on the night. Interesting that not only is Silex the home team here at Sturgeon, but Sturgeon vacated their own locker room. Gave Silex their home locker room. They dressed in the boys' varsity locker room for this ball game. So really embracing that road team mentality, and now the ball is tied up. And the arrow favors Silex. Turnover the 7th of the half. And the 15th of the game for Sturgeon. But a fairly clean game here in the opening round of district play, this 4-5 matchup. Silex up 45-28. Handing it off. Minute and a half to go. Plackmeyer finds her way on a weave to the basket and scores. Lexi Plackmeyer has 20 points off the bench, and Coach Sabrina O'Haram was very excited about where Lexi was coming into this district tournament, and she's shown to be a big-time weapon both ends of the floor here in the opening round as she grabs a rebound on the floor. Hands it off to Thurman, and we're down to 1 minute to play. Silex looks like they're moving on to take on the top seed Lady Hawks. Here's Mooney. Trying to run clock. They start counting on her. She gives it off to Thurman. Through Gradicke to Plackmeyer. 45 seconds to go. Thurman back to Lexi. Skip pass over to the far side for Abigail Mooney. Down to 37 seconds to play. Looks like Sturgeon is going to let them dribble out here with 25 seconds on the clock. They're not fouling. Their season will come to an end here in the opening round of district play. 18 seconds to Maddie Hall. Out of the corner for Mooney, now for the senior Plackmeyer. Back to Abigail Mooney. 8 seconds. Crowd starts to clap. The bench starts to clap. And that will do it. 47-28 our final. Silex has defeated the number 5 seed Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs, and will move on in this Class 2 District 5 tournament. We'll take a break and then join coverage from Van Far on the other side of this message on Eagle 102. Opening round of the Class 2 District 5 tournament for the ladies is in the books here at Sturgeon High School. It was Silex, the 4 seed, defeating the 5 seed Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs 47-28. Over at Van Far, the Lady Indians take care of the 6 seed Wellsville-Middletown 61-32. The final over there. Final scoring numbers here from Sturgeon for the Lady Bulldogs. 2 points for Taylor Harris, 2 points for Billy Pollock off the bench. 3-point night for Shelby Bailey, 4 points for Catherine Dosage, 3 for Aiden Wilhite as well, 6 points for Brooklyn Doherty, and their leading scorer with 8 points is Nicole Van Landingham. So no players in double figures. They turned the ball over 15 times. That's not a really good recipe for success, but Sturgeon just an undersized team, a young team, and let's see what Coach Dan Cruz can come back with next season for these Sturgeon Lady Bulldogs, see if he can bring them back into relevance in 21-22. For the Silex Lady Owls, they had 3 points from Julia Granicki, 4-point night for Abigail Mooney, 5 points for Kate Kinsey off the bench, 7 points for Sarah Granicki, 8 points for Maddie Hall, and then a 20-point night for Lexi Plackmeyer. She hit 5 3-pointers in this ball game, 3 in the first half, 2 in the second half, and boy, she is a matchup problem for a lot of teams around the area. Marianne Everhart, she had a big game coming off the bench tonight. Yeah, he asked as soon as our buzzer sounded, "What'd you think of that?" I said, "That's about exactly what I expected," and he kind of gave me that look a little bit. But if Lexi can figure out that Clopton defense, boy, she can be a huge factor and might be able to cause some trouble for the top seed Clopton Lady Hawks coming up on Tuesday. That it is. We'll take a quick break. You can round out your scoring when we come back, and we'll wrap up this opening day of district play, the Class 2 District 5 ladies opening round here on Eagle 102. it seems like Coach Minter has really seen her team mature as this season has gone on. I think right around Bowling Green tournament is when that squad really came together and turned a corner. A young team, but I think they've got something for New Haven coming up on Tuesday. Keep your shoes on, Marianne. Oh, so you can just slide them off, or what? What are you saying here? Our game break sponsors this evening and all through the district tournament include Advanced Eye Care, CMC Distributing and Manufacturing, Bowen Construction, Northeast Title Company, and Evans Insurance Agency. Also, One Multi-Sports Complex, Liggins Flooring, County Market in Vandalia, Eisenbath Auto and Supply, and Pike County Title Company. Glad all our sponsors are with us to bring the most complete coverage possible here in this crazy district year. Everyone playing in isolation around the region, and it makes things tough. And we're glad we got great sponsors to help get us out here and bring the most basketball to the community back in our area. And all the coverage here on 102.1 KJFM, also on KJFMradio.com. Just click the Listen Now button on your Alexa-enabled device. And, boy, there are just so many ways to find us. You cannot miss out on all the district coverage here this season. This crazy, crazy year here on Eagle 102. Marianne, great coverage today. We'll see you again on Monday. Sounds good to me. For Marianne, Mark Fronick saying we'll see you Monday for more basketball right here on Eagle 102.